Today we are looking at the law of empowerment. So the law of empowerment states that only secured leaders give power to others. That means if you're a leader and you don't always want to give, your power to your subordinate to act in your stead, that means you feel secure. It is insecure, to delegate to them. Are you a leader and you always wonder why some leaders refuse to delegate? Why some leaders feel threatened by strong people, and why some organizations collapse when the leader is absent? The answer is very simple, and that is the lack of empowerment. Stay tuned with me as we dive deeper for more understanding on the law of empowerment. The law of empowerment states that only secured leaders give power to others. So in some organizations, the leaders they always feel threatened or insecure to give their power to their subordinates to act in their stead. What is the meaning of empowerment? Empowerment means giving authority, not just task, releasing control and not micromanaging your subordinate, and trusting people to lead, not just to follow you. As leaders, we should never forget that leadership is not about control, but leadership is all about multiplication. So the question here is, why many leaders struggle to empower? Let's look at some three major fears that block empowerment in many organizations. Number one is fear of losing position. They always say that if they shine, I will be replaced. That means if the leader empower his subordinates, that leader will now begin to shine, and he, the leader, will be replaced by his subordinate. So they always fear, because of that fear, they refuse to empower their subordinates. And then they always say that, what if they become better than me? So if he delegates or give his power to his subordinate to act in his stead, then that subordinate will later become, more better than him. And because of that, they are always afraid to give their power to empower others. And then the truth is, if your position is threatened by someone's growth, then your leadership is already a weak one. Number two is the fear of losing control. There are some leaders who must approve everything, and leaders who don't just, trust delegation. This kind of leaders always struggle to empower their subordinates. But they always forget that control builds dependency, while empowerment builds leaders. Number three is the fear of failure. These leaders are always thinking, what if I delegate and this subordinate make a mistake? What if it costs us? But what they don't know is that mistakes are part of leadership development. If you don't make mistake as a leader or as subordinate, you will never be able to learn. We are not saying that we should deliberately make mistakes when we are being empowered to do something, but mistakes are parts of our leadership in order for us to learn and then grow in our leadership skills. When leaders refuse to empower, they become bottlenecks, growth slows down, and then burnout increases, innovation dies. If everything depends on you as a leader in an organization, you are the limitation. So learn to empower others. So what does empowerment really looks like when it comes to leadership? One, sharing of authority. When it comes to sharing of authority, it's not just about assigning tasks to your subordinate, but giving decision-making power for them to also, bring their decisions on board. Because responsibility without authority creates frustration. Number two is developing people. You have to train people before trusting them and coaching them before releasing them to do any other thing. Because empowerment without development is abandonment. Number three is creating ownership. People always protect what they own, and empowered people think about long-term things because ownership increases commitment. Number four is allowing people to fail forward. And as a leader, always correct your subordinate privately and encourage them or reward them publicly, because leaders always grow people by guiding and not crushing them. Some leaders are always confused about these two things, delegation and empowerment. So let's proceed further and look at the difference between delegation and empowerment when it comes to leadership. Most leaders always get confused between delegation and empowerment. But today I'm here as a leadership coach to bring clarification into this confusion. So when we say delegation and empowerment, what do they mean? Delegation means you, the leader, assigning tasks to your subordinates to do something for you under your own instructions and supervisions. But on the other hand, empowerment means you transferring your authority, telling your subordinates, do this, but do it in your own way, with your own style. Delegation, again, means the leader decides what his subordinate should do, and he should do it in accordance to your instruction. But when it comes to empowerment, empowerment means you trust your subordinate. So he tells him or her, this is your project, do it in your own style. Delegation again means it leads to a short-term growth, while empowerment leads to a long-term growth. Delegation again means that you, the leader, controls everything, but empowerment means power is being shared among, your subordinates. So when we look at these two things, delegation helps you, the leader, but empowerment grows leaders. With this understanding, how do we then empower people the right way? Number one is lead with security, know your values, and be confident when it comes to empowering others. Number two is choose the right people. In empowerment, we have some criteria in empowering our subordinates, and that is character first before competence. And always make sure that the people that you are going to empower are trustworthy people. Number three is set clear boundaries to your subordinates. Define your expectations to them, clarify your values to them, and communicate your vision to them. Don't just give them the freedom. And remember this, that freedom works best within structures. So define your expectations to them. Number four is celebrate their wins. Give credit whenever they are being able to carry out the assignments you've given to them, and then share spotlight. Some leaders don't like doing this because first of all, they are insecure, and insecure leaders steal glory, but secured leaders share it. So share the glory by giving credit to their wins and share spotlight on whatever they have done. Let's look at some real-life leadership illustrations by great leaders. Great leaders always build teams that function within them. They leave the legacies and not vacancies, and they measure success by developing leaders and not controlling their followers. And always remember this as leaders, that if your absence stops progress, then your empowerment never happened. Before we bring today's teachings to an end, let's have a final summary and leadership challenge on empowerment. We should always remember that empowerment requires security, control limits growth. So stop controlling your subordinates. And leadership success is measured by leaders raised. Let's have some leadership reflection here. Ask yourself, do I empower or control? Who am I afraid to release? And am I building followers or leaders? If you want to grow your organization, grow your people. So this brings us to the end of today's teachings. If this teachings has added value to you, then like the video, subscribe into the channel if you haven't done so for more leadership skills, and share the video with a leader who needs to hear it. And always remember this as leaders, that leadership is not about being needed, it is about being effective. So be effective in your leadership. See you again in the next videos. Stay blessed. Thank you.